Um, so another one of my favorites, and this is going to be a double one because Jazz and I both have this on our top five.
I'll cover this one, right? Like we can do this one together.
Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, which
Yes.
dropped last year.
Yep, it says 2019, but it was very early 2019.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to be an ode to Mac Miller and just kind of her life and where she was at the period. And
Yeah, because it was after the
Pete,
the
her breakup with Pete.
Yeah,
and the
after
shooting.
a breakup
Yes,
and the shooting in
Yes.
London, right? Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite song off the album is In My Head. It's a pretty sad song.
Yeah.
it is. It's basically talking about how like she saw potential in this guy, and it really kind of like let her down. She got ahead
She
of
had made it up
herself.
all in her head.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
For me, with Thank You Next, the album as a whole project really resonated with me at the time that it came out and with what I was going through. I had just gotten out of like a really long-term serious relationship, and the album I could listen to through and through, and no matter what I was going through in my like process of like getting out of this relationship and like moving forward, the songs resonated with me at different times. You know, she's got NASA, which is like, I'm going to be in space, kind of like I'm taking care of myself, I'm going to do my own thing. But there's also moments in there where she's like, you know, I'm crying at night because I'm lonely and I miss you, and like this kind of stuff. And it all hit me at different times.
It was really like a story, kind
Yeah.
of like Lemonade.
Yeah.
A cycle of a breakup or a cycle of a new beginning.
Healing and growth and all that kind of stuff. And that song, I still listen to that album on like repeat. I'll just be like, I'm gonna Thank You Next kind of mood today. So
nice.
Yeah.
Jeff and Kevin, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to talk about your picks as well. Again, in the effort of time.
Yes.
And then
Sure,
I'm gonna do one more album.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll go real quick. I just wanted to mention a three. First of all, you mentioned your list has Jasmine has Kanye West.
Yes.
And I actually have. That is maybe the only full-on hip hop or rap album that I have on my list. But not that album. I actually have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy on my list. And so I wanted to say we have one artist in common on our list.
Yes. And I love that. I really do miss the old Kanye. Bless him, you know, but that album to me is just through and through, and it's a masterpiece.
I love it. It was the first Kanye album I really got into late registration. So yeah.
Same actually. Yeah.
Cool.
That solidified it for me.
So a couple from my list. Now we're gonna record our next episode on in a couple of days, and we're only at number 80 right now. So we've only done 20, and the rest of our list is still a secret to the public.
Okay.
But a couple of my things from it, I wanted to mention Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral, which came out in '94, I think. And he was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Nine Inch Nails, which is actually mostly Trent Reznor. He does all the work for that, but he hires other people to perform live and so forth. And that album really had an impact on me in the 90s. I was in my late 20s. I saw them perform at Woodstock in '94, and it kind of bridged me into a more of a electronic type music, even though it is pretty heavy industrial rock electronic. And so that's one of my definitely high up on my list. It's favorite one. And then another one I already mentioned was Rosalia from Spain. I don't need to talk about her much more, but it's a completely new type of music for me.
Yeah.
And then
Can we
also
play a
very high on my
snippet of
list.
that real fast? Because I was really liking it too. I'd never heard of her as
Yes.
well until you brought it to the list. So just real fast.
My favorite one.
I watched her perform
I
this.
was really happy to see this on your list
Yes.
because this is my favorite song by Rosalia. And
It was like a huge hit in Latin America and Spain. But it barely registered here, but it's great. Malamente is a song. And then also very high on my list is classic bands like Fleetwood Mac and Rumors. Just something I grew up with. Every time I hear the song Dreams, you just want to listen to the whole thing through.
And it's really popular right now.
For the TikTok video.
Blew up on TikTok. And,
blew up on TikTok recently. It's been remade. It's been remade 1,000 times. And it's been used in hip hop as a sample and so forth. So, but that kind of classic rock is definitely high on my list. So, Kevin?
Love that.
Yeah, so I kind of try to go in thinking about what I wanted to share for this. I try to go broad in terms of sampling from different types of, popular music that I like. I mean, my path to this is I'm more of a, and Jeff is this way too, but I think even as the years have gone on, I'm still more of a like discovering that that hit song or whatever. And so when I thought about it, I couldn't help but think of, maybe, in my view, probably the biggest artist of the 80s, Prince.
Yes.
And a just absolute definitive album of that era, Purple Rain, which was,
Yes.
bigger than just a record. It was a phenomenon, in 1984. And an album I will still continue to just throw in every once in a while and be taken back, to those times.